Everything had been quiet in our home for weeks, not tense, at least not at first. It was peaceful, the kind of quiet that settles in after years of chaos. My name is Hannah Reynolds, and I had finally found a rhythm in life, in love, and in myself. I married Michael Reynolds 5 years ago. Life in Portland, Oregon, with my job in design and his career as a trauma nurse, was busy, but we made it work. We even managed complicated family ties. But nothing prepared me for what happened when Michael's father, Thomas, came to stay with us. It began with a call in early spring. Michael came home, tense, tossed his keys on the counter. "My dad lost his apartment," he said, rubbing the back of his neck. "He needs a place to stay." I raised an eyebrow. "Why? What happened?" "He's between jobs. His rent went up. Just for a while." Michael's relationship with his dad had always been distant. Thomas was old-fashioned, stubborn. After his wife died, he grew more withdrawn, but also oddly demanding. We saw him on holidays, exchanged cards. That was it. Still, I saw the worry in Michael's face. "He can stay," I said. "We'll figure it out." When Thomas arrived, he was more subdued than I expected. Older, quiet. He hugged Michael stiffly, gave me a half smile, and went straight to the guest room. At first, it went fine. He helped with dishes, offered to mow the lawn. I thought maybe I'd misjudged him. But slowly things shifted. The silence turned heavy. He lingered around me too long, watched me while I folded laundry. Once I turned around and found him just standing behind me in the hallway, saying nothing. I told Michael. "He probably just spaced out," he said. "You know how he is." But I didn't. I started locking the bathroom door, even to brush my teeth. Changing clothes felt like a secret operation. One evening, Michael was working late. I was reading on the couch when Thomas came in and sat across from me. "You remind me of Clara," he said. "Your wife?" I asked. He nodded. "She had a presence. People noticed her, just like you." Something about the way he said it chilled me. I thanked him politely and went upstairs, locking the bedroom door behind me. It got worse. He began complimenting me more. My perfume, my clothes, even when I was in sweatpants. Once, his hand brushed my shoulder and lingered just a second too long. It was subtle, but it was enough. I told my best friend, Lena, "You have to tell Michael," she said. "This is a boundary issue. Don't wait." I wanted to, but Michael had been exhausted, working extra shifts. I didn't want to add to his stress. Still, I couldn't keep ignoring it. So one night, I told him everything. The comments, the way Thomas watched me, the way I felt uncomfortable in my own home. Michael was stunned. "Are you sure?" "I'm not accusing him," I said. "I'm telling you how I feel." He nodded slowly. "I'll talk to him." The next day, Thomas confronted me in the kitchen. "So now you're turning my son against me?" I told him how I feel, I said, calm but firm. "You've got some nerve," he said. "I've done nothing but be respectful." "You've crossed lines, Thomas, watching me, commenting on my appearance. That's not respect." His face changed, hardened. "You think you're better than everyone else, huh?" "This conversation is over," I said, stepping away and locking myself in the bedroom. When Michael got home, I told him everything. He didn't hesitate. He packed Thomas's bags and walked him to the front door. "You crossed the line, Dad," I heard Michael say. "You're not welcome here anymore." Thomas left without a word, but the silence he left behind lingered. Michael and I barely spoke. We were both hurting. Me from feeling unsafe, him from feeling torn. Guilt and resentment hung between us. Eventually, we started therapy. It wasn't easy. Michael worked through years of guilt. I learned to voice my boundaries without apology. A year later, the house is quiet again. But it's the right kind of quiet. The kind filled with peace and mutual respect. Thomas moved to Nevada. We haven't spoken. Michael still sends him birthday texts, but that's it. The memory of those weeks still lingers, but so does the pride. I stood up. I spoke out. I protected my peace. Thomas crossed a line, but in that moment, I found my voice. And that changed everything.